on time. We retreat to the edge of the trees, to a small outcropping of stones and logs where we can stop for a second. Stop and sit and recover mentally and physically. All of us with faces pale and haggard and limbs leaking blood in various quantities. Bucks just sits there with her gaze pointed at the ground, her eyes dark. It's strange how small she looks, despite normally towering all over us. But Bucks in my head had become so warped. The energetic presence that had made me laugh so often throughout the years. The stone-faced killer that had chopped off my leg and arm, butchered Genzu, strangled Orlum, bludgeoned Gidget, murdered us again and again, and again and again, always meeting our final end, as though embodying judgment itself, judgment for our sins. From the one we turn into a monster. I look at her now and I don't know what to say. There's nothing to say. So instead I sit and tremble as I attempt to wrap what's left of my hand. The pain feels so distant. I can't describe if it's because I'm in so much pain but my brain can't decide what hurts, or if I've simply become so numb that I'm no longer capable of feeling pain. Maybe a little of both, an amalgamation of sorts. Genzo is standing a short distance away, watching me. He asks a few times if he can help, but the last thing I want right now is to be a burden to anyone. Not when all of us are barely hanging on as it is. So I insist that I'm fine. Even when my hand starts quaking so bad I can barely keep it in place. Gidget is squatting a boulder across from me, wrapping up their wounds. Their arms are a mess of cuts and bruises, and the side of their chin looks swollen. And Orlum meanwhile is wandering around the clearing. I see him kneel down to pick something up out of the corner of my eye, but it isn't until he made his way back and is holding it in my face that I realize what it is. I'd have collected your disunited digits had I thought they'd be of any use. The doll sits limply in his palm, staring up at me with its button eyes. As it is, I doubt they bring you any solace. I accept the doll gently. It's tattered and wet with blood. I knead it between my thumbs, staring down as its bedraggled form. There's a deep gash across its neck. Ooh. And strings and fibers poke out errantly from the torn cloth. I twist his head back and forth and watch the ripped edges strain. Wipe up the snot leaking down my nose. Please kill me, Iggy. Is that from this doll all along? I stare down at the doll. That stupid, stupid doll. Then, with an angry clench at my jaw, I grab its head and rip it off. Ooh, and when I look up, I see Gidget, Genzo, and all staring at me. Let the head drop to the grass. Stretched fluff swells from the torn neck hole. The red stains of my own blood coating the white fibers makes it look especially gruesome. But there's something else there. Something dull and rounded, nestled deep down in the plush innards. I reach it and pull it out. A key. Open it. Open what? Oh, I said, and we turned back into Iggy. Okay, it was just from Bucks's perspective that we looked like Yunar. It's a key, aged and leaden, a long thin shink connecting the crown-like bow to the warm bit at the bottom. What the earth? Genzu whistles beneath his teeth. Across from me, Gidget slides off of the boulder, their gaze locked on the key. All of us seem transfixed on it, on this simple piece of metal trembling between my fingers. Where does it go? Yeah, when you look at a key from a doll in which you've had all this time, like, where does it go? I know. Oh, Bucks knows. Only this time, the voice is one no one expects. And all of us turn with a start to see Buck slowly rising to her feet. There's something portentous about the sight. And as she rises to her full height, thick and stalwart against the horizon, she turns her head towards us, looking so tired. I can take us there. I better hope you will not backstab us this time, Bucks. Bucks leads us towards the other end of the clearing, if end is even the right word, because the farther we walk, the further the clearing seems to extend. On and on. I glance behind us and see our small resting spot now nothing but a tiny trail of dots on the horizon. And yet the trees in front of us never get any closer. Am I going completely mental, or does it feel like we're not getting anywhere? I'm not sure if he's addressing the group or talking to himself. Either way, no one responds. I instinctively walk just a bit closer to the group, and as I let my gaze travel back and forth to either side of the clearing. Something's different. Something's changing. Yeah, it's starting to become more 8-bit. Are the trees growing closer together? Suddenly it feels like I can barely tell one from another, like they're becoming one wooden mass, and the sky overhead. Had it always been this cloudy? Giant dark thunderheads have formed out of nowhere, pushing and shoving each other in their race to climb up towards the heavens. Oh, no, they're no longer there. I glance back again, blink, rub my eyes. Wait, didn't we? The line of trees behind us is only a few meters away. Where did the rest of the clearing go? My chest grows tight, my mouth dry. I turn back. Now the trees are even tighter and twisted. Oh, great. We're going back here again. I can see their branches contort and curl. Oh, it's very different this time. Wrapping around neighboring trunks like coiled snakes. More and more of them, blocking any and all gaps between the trees, forming an impenetrable wall that seems by leaps every second closer and closer, a pack closing in. Bucks, I try to whisper, but my throat is so dry it comes out as a barely audible wheeze. I bring a shaky hand to my forehead, wiping at the veil of sweat. Why does it feel like the trees are moving? Flickers of movement in the corners of my eyes. But every time I turn my head, everything is static still. Left, right, left. And each time something gets changed. More coiled branches. More warped roots protruding from the ground. Or is it my imagination? My emotionally and physically weary mind playing tricks on me? The sheer pain plaguing my body making me hallucinate? I let out a soft shudder gasp and wrench my gaze downward. Don't look at them. Don't look left. Don't look right. But most importantly, don't look back. My heart's beating so fast now, like it wants to beat straight out of my chest. Don't look back. Left foot, right foot, one foot after another. My breath trembles on my lips. Don't look back. Where are the others? I need to see the others. But I can't bear to look up. Not when I can hear the trees moving, twisting, grinding around us. Guys. I reach towards with my fingers quivering. Guys. Stretching my arm out. Desperate. Don't leave me. In a panic, I dash forward. Oh, only to immediately ram straight into Bucks' back when she stops walking. I let out a stifled gasp and immediately jerk my head up, only to see everyone staring straight ahead. At the gate stand in front of us. The gate. Ooh, hello. Oh, the tree? Oh, more like a barrier built from warped, knotted trees. There's a lock on it. Oh, and we have a key on Earth. Maybe it goes inside this tree hole here. Oh, wait, it doesn't fit in. Well, we're just going to have to find another key. A giant keyhole carved from dark wood. Open it. Who is that voice? I stand there, slack-jawed, just staring at it. My head still racing, my breath still heavy and ragged. Bucks turns back to me, then everyone else. 4 sets of eyes just staring at me. I quickly grapple for the key in my pocket. My fingers find the cool metal, pull it out, and I step forward. It seems as if this is our honor. The key fits perfectly in the lock. It turns with a crisp twist, and then the gate slowly, heavily, as though it hasn't been touched in centuries, creaks open, leaving nothing but blackness beyond. Oh. I turn back to the group, my face grim. We're past the point of return now, with nothing but fate to guide us. But whether that fate leads to hope or despair is anyone's guess. I point my gaze into the darkness, then step past the threshold and into the void. I guess we're not going with anyone, since we chose the choice of abandonment. Well, not abandonment, but ourself. It's dark, and strangely warm. An odd sort of humidity clings to the air, a visceral moisture. We walk, surrounded by nothingness. No feeling of grass underfoot. No breeze brushing past our cheeks. Nothing but that heavy veil of warm swelter. And a dull, unceasing thump. It buzzes in my ears. Thump, 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 making the cedar thrum itch, like something crawling around inside my ear canal. It gets louder as we walk, slowly opening out to fill up the void, more and more incessant, until my whole body hums with it. Thump, 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 thump. It appears in the blackness up ahead. A tree. A spot of green, like an oasis in the abyss. It's definitely a tree. Is it that wishing tree? Closer. Growing larger as we approach. Oh, we're not on our own. It looked like we was on our own. A thin strip of grass floating as though suspended in the air. Closer. All of us gazing upon it in a surreal sense of homecoming, as it takes form in our eyes, in our hearts. Is there something that's going to happen? Grass we once laid on, grass we once played on, grass we once laughed on. That tree. The introduction of this game when we were all much smaller. And at the center of all that green, a single enormous tree. Tree. We reach the edge of the grass. Don't even hesitate as our feet stride onto its damp surface. As the blades of grass part for our steps. All of us just staring up at it. Lovingly. Well, we're all looking quite shocked, actually. We can't even get Bucks into view here because they're so tall. At that big old willow, the tallest tree in the forest. Its trunk like a massive boulder covered in twisting gnarled roots. Up and up and up. The thumping is relentless now. My brain itself buzzing and whirling inside my skull. And my heart. Beating faster and faster, so fast I can feel my vision warp, because as my eyes travel upward, I see the branches twist and wrap and coil, a horrific mass of winding shoots and sprigs, all of them pulsing and throbbing, squeezing and choking. What awaits there, then? Oh, something's censored up there. Oh, and Sadai's mangled form visible through the snarl. What have you done to Sadai, Bucks? I fall to my knees, unable to tear my eyes away. She's... I bring my hand to my mouth, feeling the bile rise to the back of my throat like hot acid. She barely even looks human anymore. A monstrous pulsating mass of bloated decaying skin, like a corpse left in the water for weeks, only somehow still living. That was the voice all along. Bulbous sacs of skin breathing in and out. As the branches of the tree twist and shake, snakes through and around the heaving knots of flesh. I wouldn't even have recognized her were it not for a purple blanket now ripped and matted and choking the bulging skin. Frayed bits of it stretch between the leaves and branches like some kind of morbid party streamers. Thump, 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 thump. Her body pumps in and out in time with the pulse in my ears. Tiny crop of air on top, shuddering above her swollen eyes. Oh, my children. Excuse me? We're the grown-ups here, you know. None of us move. All of us rooted to the spot and staring at the twisted abomination in front of us. Welcome back. It's a voice I haven't heard in a long time, unlocking a core memory deep in the darkest recesses of my brain. That's Sadai? Genzu's voice sounds choked, wobbled. Bucks takes a step forward, and I can see the tears shimmering on her eyes. What have you done to her? Oh. I can feel the air shift around me, as well as synchronizing with her thoughts. I've saved her. Saved her? All of this time. His face an ashy grey as he looks on horrified. We're just saying something for him, yeah. She's a wraithing mass! Slaughtered by her own mother, yep. Such a horrible tragedy. Bucks winces and looks away, her jaw tight. But from tragedy blooms joy. The joy of innocence. The air curls around me like sickly sweet tendrils. A scent that had once captivated me long, long ago. Never had I sampled a blood so innocent, felt it coursing through my roots. I had to have her. Because obviously an infant at that age would be completely free of corruption. She's a goddamn baby, Gidget shouts. Yes, that's exactly why so innocent. I can hear the crackle of shocked disbelief in their voice, making it tremble. But she continues unbothered. So I saved her, keeping her alive. So I could taste her wish. Her wish? You call that alive? You seem displeased. You turned my daughter into an abomination, you overgrown weed! The air grows suddenly tight. Joked, and I feel my lungs hiccup as though crushed inside of ice. I clutch a hand to my chest as my body spasms. You abandoned her! The same as you abandoned me. Do you have any idea how alone I was? Ooh, was this when we were younger? How hungry I was. Muscles still quaking, I somehow managed to push myself back to my feet, my breath labored. I clenched my teeth, push against the clamp against my voice box until the words crackle out. We didn't abandon you. You abandoned us. Liar! At this, the air, the ground, the world itself begins to tremble, to shake, to rock. thunderous and all around me as I attempt to keep my knees from crumpling beneath me. An explosion from next to us. An enormous tree root bursts straight out of the ground, spewing earth and rock as it shoots skyward. Then another one, from the other side, thick and impenetrable as it comes shooting from the dirt. All around us, more and more of them. As the ground continues to quake so violently, I can feel my bones crack against each other. Fudge! I twist backwards as the grass opens up straight in front of me, root hurtling skyward. Then I'm running, half tripping over myself and panic shooting through my veins as I go sprinting back across the grassy tract. But they're everywhere now. Too many of them. It was like the Iggy's from earlier, but not funny at all. Oh great, not the first time Genzu has had to deal with something refilling. I see Genzu go flying as one of the wooden snakes launched itself at his feet. He lasts about 10 seconds before it's coiled itself around his legs and belly, hoisting him into the air. All of them will probably be the same as... Oh, successfully dodges one route only to get shoved forward by another whipping him from behind. And he hasn't exactly got the biggest of frames as well. In his subsequent stupor, a third clenches around his chest. Bucks launched herself at a root, closing in on Gidget only for it to slam it straight back into the ground with a sickening crack. And when Gidget darts towards her in horror, both of them are snatched up, unable to move as the roots lift them off their feet. I can't be the only one left. Oh, I ram straight into the trunk of one and go bouncing backwards. Fudge, I need to! But before I can so much as collect my bearings, it has my foot. And try as I might to clench my fingers into the dirt, its pull is too strong. Far too strong. My world flips upside down as it dangles me in the air like a fish on a hook. Before another root grabs my arm, coils around my chest, and carries me back towards her. Oh, said I? I cough, choke, my head still spinning as I push against the tightly wound wooden pincer keeping me aloft. All Gidget, Genzu! All five of us clenched in her grip and hanging there limply, like toys awaiting their turn at play. I can feel her looking at us. Wavy air shifts its focus on each of us in turn, tightening against our skin. I abandoned you? A shudder ripples through the air. Then the roots holding Orlum twist and snap, squeezing around him with an angry crunch. The homicidal urges. I hear Orlum grunt against the pressure, one eye clenching shut, wanting to kill your own father. Then she goes to Genzu, the roots digging into his belly and forcing out a gasped choke. Oh gosh. Don't need to read that one out loud. In the locker room? Genzu's eyes go tight. Can't you control yourself for one moment? You're targeting our weaknesses. Send another child to the hospital. The root shakes her so hard it sends her arms and legs flailing. You broke his jaw. Then to Gidget lifted them up as though taking a better look at them. And you, constructing damn out of toilet paper. It gives them a shake, rocking their head backwards, hiding them in your pants as though you went about your day. No, I never abandoned you. I never abandoned any of you. You abandoned me the day you abandoned your innocence. The air snaps around us, like a shimmer of electricity ricocheting across the void. You think I would soil myself with your dirty, tainted wishes? Yep, wishes! I push against the hard bark, constricting my chest, my legs kicking fruitlessly beneath me. Kids grow up. Nothing stays innocent forever. That's life. The air shifts back to me so quickly and so sharply I let out a gasp. You! Then softens, melting into sickly sweet tendrils that caress my chin and cheeks. My child of nihility, void and intermediate. before reading back with a slap that whips my head to the side. I couldn't bear the thought of your betrayal most of all. My betrayal? Not with the sins of your companions still fresh on my tongue. So I cut you off before I could see what you'd become. You think any of us gave a fudge about any of that, you freaky tree lady? This Ernst gets to a rigorous shake, and I hear him let out a yelp. I cared for you. Let you play 'neath the shade of my leaves. Grudge you your every desire. I feel the air start to crackle. Then the roots ensnaring us start to squeeze. Tighter and tighter. Until I feel my ribs start to crack. My eyes start to pop. Squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. Until it stops just as quickly. I gasp. Suck in a strangled harsh breath as my lungs rattle in protest. I clutch at the bark entrapping me and simply try to breathe. But it doesn't matter. Once I have her wish, none of that will matter. Which is why you're going to help me. I feel the roots slither around me, coiling up around my neck, forcing my chin upwards. I tried so hard, you see. Again and again, each time this tragic play reenacted itself. I cared for her, fed her nutrients, tried to help her grow. A distressed murmur escapes my lips as I feel its tendrils curl up into my hair, slither across my neck. But babies can't speak. A chill runs up my spine. My body's starting to tremble as goosebumps rise up along my bare arms. No matter what I do, no matter how I nourish her, she'll never be able to utter those words I so long to hear. Now my whole body is quaking, a deep-seated frigidity racing through my veins. To feed me her sweet wishes. Sweet wish. You're insane. I hear Autumn's choked scorn next to me, though it quickly stifled when a roots clamps down around his neck. Ugh, shut up! Something's churning the air now. A roiling snarl of hot and cold emotions. You think I need any of you? Look what you've done to my world. Poisoned it. Polluted it. Ravished it with your disgusting wishes and urges. I feel myself start to rise higher, and I kick my legs out on instinct, my body squirming helplessly in her coiled grasp. But I can fix it. You'll help me fix it. The air shudders, almost as though she's tisking in the back of her non-existent throat. Iggy, Iggy, Iggy. Our wish? My empty husk of a child. Doesn't even know what he wants. But that's not true. Suddenly my world flips upside down as the roots turn me over. I let out a startled cry, legs scrambling above me as the blood rushes to my head. You have zero sense of self. Don't you wonder why this place was able to twist you so easily? To form you into exactly what each of your companions desired? A damsel in distress who needs a knight to protect him. And an angry beheadedness who can fight back against bullies. The perfect husband for a perfect life. You're nothing. You've always been nothing. A hollow shell that exists solely for the purpose of others. Even the choices you think you make are nothing but a sham. Controlled by someone far beyond for nothing but their own entertainment. I squeeze my eyes shut, feeling the hot scene of tears as my throat goes tight. How dare you think you are us? No, it's not. It's not true. None of that's true. I'm not. Another spin as I'm brought rightward again so fast it leaves my head pounding as my stomach and my stomach rolling in knots. But have we yet to make a wish here? The perfect shell for the perfect wish. What the fudge are you talking about? Leave him alone! But already my heart is starting to race. Are you thinking that we should sacrifice ourselves for Sadai's soul to enter Iggy's body? Already my chest is beginning to constrict as the anxiety takes hold. Once inside you, I thought this was going to be the case, she'll be able to speak. She'll let me know her wish. The wish she's long kept buried inside. The purest, most innocent wish of all. For you, tree, to die. Please don't. I shake my head as the tears start dribbling down my cheeks. I wonder what it'll taste like. I'm already salivating at the thought. Please. Every nerve in my body feels like it's going off all at once. My muscles clenching, my heart racing, my eyes trembling in their sockets. She raises one of her spare roots, places the tip of it to my forehead. I can hear my friends shouting behind me, the stricken crackle of their voices. I've waited so long for this, my little white-haired friend. The impurities will be no more. Suffered so long, but now I'll finally get what I deserve. Yep, his soul just escaped. Well, Iggy has just, in some ways, died, but his body's still there. Oh. I watch him getting smaller and smaller, watch myself get smaller and smaller, falling into the void. I feel no wind, no air whipping past my cheeks. I feel nothing. On and on and on and on, until the grass oasis with my friends is nothing more than a distant dot, until it disappears completely, until I'm swallowed by the void, completely and utterly, alone. I fall and I fall. Will I keep falling forever? Is that it? Am I cursed to be suspended in nothingness? The child of nothing returns to the nothing. There's something mildly ironic about this. I feel the corners of my lips turn upwards, and I close my eyes, surrendering myself to the emptiness of space. Are we going to wake up? Well, so when we talked about, we're all going to talk about this, I opened my eyes to green. It's the Windows XP desktop background. I'm kidding. A soft green. A green that caresses my cheeks, tickles my chin. I push myself up to see more of it. All over and all around me. A waving, rolling sea of green grass. Backdropped by the most brilliant blue sky I've ever seen. I blink. Test my fingers by running them through the grass, It's then that I see my hands are fully intact. No missing fingers. And my arm is healed too. This is almost too good to be true. I sit back on my haunches, just taking it all in and letting the breeze brush my face. Am I dead? But if I were dead, would I be able to feel the wind? If I were dead, would my heart ache at the beauty of the clouds in the sky? I rise shakily to my feet, just standing there, swaying. The green is never ending, extending as far as the eye can see, all the way to the horizon in every direction. Just rolling hills of verdure. Oh great, there's a tree. There has to be a single tree. Except for a single tree. At the peak of the nearest hill, large and lush and striking against the overhead expanse of blue. I start towards it, because what else am I supposed to do? It's where I'm supposed to go. It doesn't take long. Until the clearing, there aren't any strange abnormalities in distance or space-time here. Maybe because this entire area is an abnormality in distance or space-time, feeling altogether unabashedly strange, yet at the same time strangely unabashed. I approach it. Its reaching branches and glittering morass of leaves leaving by-piled shadows on the turf below. A girl sits beneath it. Would that be... Yeah, that's got resemblance of both Bucks and Sadie. A young girl, reading a book. Like it's got the skin tone of both people. Hunar's darker and Bucks is lighter. It's got Hunar's ears, but sort of Bucks's facial features. Hello, I say stupidly. She looks up, smiles. Hello, Iggy, she says smartly. The purple of her dress makes her look like a flower nestled in the tall grass. Maybe this is our purpose of a out-of-body experience. I just reached a good part, but that's okay. There's more important things to do. Oh? I suddenly feel incredibly out of place. My big adult shoes, my big adult hands, my big adult body standing in stark contrast to the soft simplicity of this place. I knew it was Sadie, but then Sadie takes my hand and everything's okay again. Come on, this way! Okay. Her tiny hand tugs at my fingers and we begin to walk. There's a path behind the tree, a quaint path of golden dirt winding and twisting down through the hilly plains. Sadie urges me cheerfully along it, humming to herself to an inaudible melody in her head. I can't help but feel like we're walking down the yellow brick road. Where are we going? I ask after a while. To see the others. Oh? I say despite having no inkling of what this means. It's like an adventure, like the kind my dad used to read me. Your dad? You can remember that? I could hear him every night through the darkness, stories of courage and bravery. Oh, you're pretty brave, you know that? I don't think that's true. But you made it all the way here. I laugh at it. Exactly, yeah. Have you been watching us over this entire time? Our true guardian is the one in which, unfortunately, Buck slain with her own hands. Well, but stop as we round the next corner. There's a small figure huddled down on the side of a path. I recognize her brown pigtails. Wah! Big salty tears dribble down her cheeks as she hugs her dirty knees. Is that Bucks? Sadie cocks her head to the side. No, it is. Was it? She's so sad. Something horrible must have happened. Buck slams her tiny fish down on the ground with an angry wail. I wish she was dead. Sadie and I both give a jump, which must alert Bucks to our presence because she turns towards us, blinking in confusion. Huh? Sadie steps forward, holding out her hand. Why are you crying? Bucks eyes Sadie's hand. Her gaze goes skyward. She brings a finger to her mouth. I forgot. That's okay. Maybe you'll remember later. Yeah. Come on, we're going to go find the others. Okay, that sounds great. Bucks's tears are gone. She grabs Sadie's hand, swinging it between the two of them as they start down the path once more. I follow behind her in curious silence. Around the next hill I spy a familiar patch of orange. Autumn? Autumn is standing to the side of his path, his little fist clenched as he glares at the ground angrily. Sadie and Buck stop in their tracks, weary. No one says anything, until Autumn stomps at the ground, tiny tears forming in his eyes. I wish I could make the rules for once. It takes a few moments for the dust to settle back around his feet. Then he pops open first one eye, then the other, sees us watching him. He jerks back. Don't hurt me. I didn't. Sadie steps forward. We're not going to hurt you. We're on an adventure. An adventure? Yeah, come help us find everyone. Orland picks nervously at his nose. Okay. He steps onto the path, and we start our own way once more. I feel a tickle on my palm and glance down to see him clutching my hand. He glances anxiously from side to side as we walk. Around the next bend, I'm starting to understand what's happening. Maybe? But that doesn't make it any less weird when I spy Gidget's crop of blonde hair come into view. They've got their hands held out to the sides and are walking the edge of the path like it's some kind of tightrope. How many alliterations did the developer of this game, who's done like the majority of the assets aside from music, which is outsourced, how many different alliterations of the same character have they drawn? Like there must be at least like 5 to 10, or at least even more, like just Gidget alone. That looks dangerous, I hear Orland mumble. In front of me, Sadie and Bucks are silent, just watching. Gidget reaches a small incline in the path and stops, then spins around with a flourish, raising her arms. I wish I was the most beautiful person in the whole world. They blink. Look at us. Then bring their arms down sheepishly. I didn't know I had an audience. It was great, Sadie laughs. Yeah, you were like super cool. I didn't think it was that impressive. Gidget tilts their head down with a shy smile. You want to come with us? We're looking for everyone else. Yeah, just like the pirate and the princess. Pirate and princess? Gidget looks confused. But must not care that much because this quickly morphs into a wide grin. Sure, that sounds fun. And we just gotta find Genzu now. When we start forward this time, Gidget takes my other hand, pulling me along happily. Come on, Iggy, don't fall behind. We didn't even tell you our name yet. I try to pick up the pace. I don't want to let anyone down. I know who we'll see around the next corner. No, it's your mom. It's gonna be Genzu. So the head of spiky black hair is no surprise. Genzu is squatted down, facing away from the path and drawing idly in the dirt with a stick. His knees are covered in scratches and dirt, just the way they always are. The 5 of us stand there and watch him in silence. Once he seems to finish his design, he mumbles something incoherent under his breath and stands up. He turns around and promptly jumps about 10 feet. When did any of you guys... I think he's trying to say, when did any of you guys... He hastily attempts to scrub out what he drew. It's okay, you don't have to be scared. I'm not scared. What were you mumbling just now, huh? Bucks clenches her fists together in earnest. I wasn't mumbling anything. Yeah, you did. I heard it too. You did not. We all had to say it. Who the hell cares? Genzu. It's okay. Genzu points his gaze down stubbornly, and I see his fist shaking. Finally, he mumbles something again. Hey, I couldn't hear. I wish I could see eggs again. Sadie laughs, holds out her hand. Come on, we almost found everyone. Oh, we're finding eggs? I thought we were eggs. Genzu huffs and turns away, crossing his arms over his chest. But he follows the group as we start up again for the last time. I try to catch a glimpse of what he was drawing, but it's too scratched out. Nothing but a faint outline of letters peeking through. We make our way towards the final hill. I can't help but feel a bit like some kind of babysitter as I walk awkwardly in the middle of that pass of children. Some of them laughing and skipping, and my left ear is being punctuated. Oh, now it's both my ears. Others sulking, others with hunkered shoulders and eyes blinking in anxious curiosity. But all of them ushering me along, pulling my hands, my shirt, pushing me from behind. Come on, Iggy! Don't fall behind, Iggy! Almost there, Iggy! We round the hill, and my breath catches in my lungs for a moment. It's It is, Iggy. It's me. Not the current me, no, but a much younger me. The me who convinced all my friends to cut their hairs on that fateful night. The me who gazed out in awe at the world at the world of wonder that awaited us. The me who'd never been able to experience the same unbridled joy of seeing my friends so happy that day. Younger me looks back with a smile as my friends run towards him. Hey, Iggy! Iggy, what did you wish for? Iggy, can you believe it? Younger me shakes his head with a smile. I haven't wished for anything yet. Nothing? Iggs, you gotta wish for something. Younger me laughs, scratches the back of his neck sheepishly. The rest of my friends go running past, into the land of magic and curiosity that awaited. I can hear their laughter, their sheer unadulterated elation as they see and feel the experience of it for the first time. Is this our first adventure into our Wonderland, actually? Because everything looked so pure and innocent here, without structure, without desolation. This is definitely a flashback towards their original visit, possibly. Younger me watches this too, just standing there from the sidelines. Then he turns back to me and Sadai, and I can see tears shimmering in his eyes. I wish... Now the tears are forming in my eyes too, because I know exactly what he's going to say. I wish I could make my friends this happy forever. Ah, what a wonderful wish that is. But this sounds like it's going to be credits. Oh. Iggy. Now that, Iggy, is a wonderful wish, wishing for your friends to be this happy for forever. Aw, Sadai. You and I are the same, you know. We're both children of nothing. But you still have a chance to change things. Yes, I do. But what will happen to me? Sadai. I don't know. But wouldn't you like to find out? Rather than repeat the same cycle again and again on the impossible quest of everyone's happiness, except your own? Are we going back to the tree? Ah, the child we never got to see in the real world. It's your choice, Iggy. Let me in. Or don't. We are going... no. Break the cycle. This is my choice. And I'm doing this. For me. The game is not giving us a choice here. How dare you? That's the second time the game has rendered us useless from being able to select a multiple choice option. But we are going to break the cycle. Are we going to go back to the tree and confront it, or are we just going to wake up in the real world? But thank you, Sadai. Oh, we're back into the void. Sadai. What do you want, Sadai? What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? I wish for everyone to be happy. Are we back? Yes, there she is. I can feel her. Oh, our eyes open. I knew he'd be the perfect vessel. Easy to hollow out. and replace. Genzu's crying. Iggy is gone. Iggy. Now tell me, child, what is it you want? What do you wish for more than anything else in the whole world? Please kill me, Iggy. Oh. Ah! That wasn't what you expected, was it? I can feel it. I can taste it. Oh. Oh. Yes. Our time for vengeance is now. It tastes incredible. I feel so alive. The innocence coursing through my roots. That was truly the single, purest, most perfect. And here we are. Just like Bucks with the axe. As you wish. Oh. We killed Sadai. And the tree as well, actually, as we're going about it. Oh. Yep, the tree bleeds of blood. We are not Sadai. We are Iggy. Stop. You can't do this. My wishes. Maybe you, tree, were the curse all along. Without my wishes, oh. Yes. Be unrooted from the ground, wishing tree. Actually, it's kind of similar to Autumn's Heart in a way, where it became so corrupted that it's forgotten what it actually was, and all those horrific feelings and thoughts has corrupted the tree itself. Rabbits! The rabbits there! Yay! Oh my god! The tomatoes. The tomatoes are going. Well, I'm not going to miss you as much. Ah, the thing. We've been told it's called the Collector. Please kill me, Iggy. I wish I could see Iggs again. Ah. These are all of the thoughts of Sadai. Oh, no. I wish I could make my... Oh, this is actually Iggy. I wish I could make my friends just happy forever. I wish I could make my friends just happy forever. I wish I could make my friends just happy forever. Yeah, this is our wish. This is our wish. I wish I could make my friends this happy forever. Oh, are we taken back? Is that the end of the cycle? Are we fixed? Nobody is ever truly fixed. So yeah, if I thought it ended like it did when it's the credits rolled, I've been a little bit broken-hearted. When I open my eyes, it's dark. Dark and quiet. Quiet aside from the distant buzz of cicadas. The soft whistle of wind through the trees. I rub at my eyes, my head pounding. Feeling like I've just woken up from the longest nap I've ever had in my life. Then groggily pushed myself up to a seat. Oh my god, we're back here. We're not back in our room, but we're back here. Well, it's a good sign that the cycle has ended. Taking in the sight around me, a sight incredibly familiar, yet unbelievably foreign. Around me are the forms of my friends, all of them lying in the grass, identical cuts on their hands. There's something heavy in my lap. A book. I look down at it curiously, but its pages are blank. Huh? Unsure what to make of this, I simply stare at it. A groan from across the circle. What the... Ugh. Genzu pushed himself up off the ground. Was he younger? He rubs rigorously at the side of his head, jaw clenched. Why the hell do I feel like someone's been doing road work on my head? Repeatedly, with a jackhammer. His shoulders slump and he glances at me from across the circle, then at the others, then down at his hands. And why do I feel a strange thrill of euphoria at seeing my right index finger? Movement to my left. I see Gidget start to come to. Then they sit up with a jolt, their eyes wide. What? They sit there for a moment, just staring straight ahead, then seem to relax. They look at me, then Genzu, then out across the surrounding forest, not saying a word. Then finally, what happened? What happened? What did happen? I press a finger to my temple, face scrunched. We tried to do some kind of ritual. No, there was a tree. A tree floating in the black of space and pain. I'd been in so much pain. My probing thoughts are cut short when Orlum sits up across from me, his orange hair strangely prominently against the black backdrop of the woods. So if I'm reading this correctly, we've been in this cycle ever since the first visit to our Wonderland. And it was like our adult selves was all a hallucination? I sort of think that, because if we're just woken up here in these woods from what was like the longest nap, then it's like, has time really transpired by? Must have done, but to them it felt like forever. My probing thoughts are cut short when Orlum sits up across from me, his orange hair strangely prominent against the black backdrop of the woods. I don't feel so good. Yeah, and what else is new? The day something's not wrong with you is the day we'll bow down and call you... That's too soon. That's too soon, Genzu. Ain't happening. You! But they're both cut off by a loud wail from my right. Buck sits up, tears dribbling down her cheeks as she sobs so loudly I have to momentarily plug my ears. Why do I feel so sad? She lets out a hiccup as her shoulders continue to tremble. Hey, it's okay. Gidget gets to their feet instantly and moves over to Bucks. I watch as they tuck Bucks in against their shoulder and begin rocking from side to side. It's okay now, everything's fine. Buck sniffles, hiccups again. But my heart hurts so bad. The rest of us grow silent, just watching. Then the tears start. First Orlum. I look over and see big salty pools form beneath his eyes. Then he's sobbing too, his form crumbling as his shoulders sag inward and tears begin streaming down his face. Then Genzu. I see him trying to be tough, but it lasts for all of 5 seconds. He was the toughest cookie around to only last for 5 seconds. Then his face crumbles in on itself and snot and tears are running rivers down his cheeks. This is enough to set me off. I hug my arms around my legs, face buried in my knees as I let the waterworks flow. I can't stop them. My heart feels like it's tearing in two. Bludgeoned, beaten, ripped apart, like 100+ years of sadness and pain and trauma is all dumping on me all at once. I don't even have to look up to know that Gidget's crying too. Even as they continue to rock Bucks' tiny form back and forth. Even as they try to reassure her and all of us and themselves that everything's going to be okay. I cry and I cry. Cry until my throat turns raw and my eyes turn red. Until I feel some of that sadness start to release its grip on my heart. When my sobs finally give way to quiet sniffles, I look back up. Look out at my friends. All of us with lips trembling and eyes strained. I wipe at my face, take a shaky breath, then slowly rise to my feet, wobbling as I find my balance. I don't really know what to say, so I don't say anything. Instead, I find my gaze pulled to the center of the circle, towards the small oblong object poking up above the grass. I step towards it, crouch down, lift it tentatively from the ground. It's a doll of Sadai. Oh, it's a doll, soft and warm, with long dark hair and a purple dress. Its button eyes stare up at me. Hello, I say stupidly. Hello, Iggy, she says smartly. I sniff, wipe again at my face. What's that? I hear Orlam ask, his voice squeaking. Nothing. So I tuck the doll into my back pocket. Nothing at all. Then stand back up. The others start to rise to their feet as well. So, Genzu starts, whipping stubbornly at his eyes. We're just gonna, go home now? Yeah, that's the best course of action, for goodness sakes. Let's get away from these woods. Gidget helps pull Bucks up, who's still sniffing softly. Our parents are going to be looking for us soon. As if my dad couldn't care less where I am. My dad's going to be mad. I want to go home. Bucks lets out another sudden wail, then takes off into the trees. Grab! Bucks. Gidget doesn't waste a moment, running off after her with a frustrated groan. Across the circle, Orlam grows visibly nervous. Everyone's leaving. He looks left and right, then abruptly takes off, following the other two off into the dark. Oh, sheesh, I'm not staying there all by myself. Genzu huffs before following the others off into the dark. Then it's just me and the doll of Sadai. Leaving just me. I stand there for a moment, gazing off into the darkness, then pull the doll back out of my pocket. What do you want, Iggy? I turn it over in my hands, threading the fabric between my thumbs. That's right. I know what I want now. I blink, then smile. Smile as 1,000 memories, 1,000 moments of heartbreak, 1,000 moments of joy, 1,000 moments of love so strong it makes my heart goddamn ache, all passing through my thoughts in an instant, forcing the tears back down my cheeks. I sheepishly wipe at my eyes. Then, doll still clutched between my fingers, I take off. And I go running after the others, leaving the forest and our Wonderland behind.